Now, as the battle was reaching its climax, shortly after General Armistead was able to breach the Union wall for a brief period of time with 300 men, all of whom were either killed or taken prisoner, Longstreet was eventually called off the attack, and the men started streaming back piece by piece, some walking calmly, some walking back carefully and shooting, some throwing down their muskets and running in a complete panic. They were completely routed. Most of these men were. And General Lee went down to the field to try to meet the men, to try to rally them as well. One of the men he saw was the division commander, George Pickett. And he said to him, General Pickett, I'm thinking that the Union's going to attack. Form your division to the rear of this ridge here. And he said, General Pickett, you must look at your division. And General Pickett, with tears streaming out his cheeks, just calmly said to General Lee, I have no division. General Armistead's missing, General Garnett's dead, and General Kemper is mortally wounded. And he also said, out of 13 colonels, 8 were dead and 7 were wounded. He had nothing left. And I've heard varying statistics on the figures on Pickett's division. One that stands out to me where it said that Pickett's division went from 5,500 men to 800 men in 30 minutes. That's the level. And there were some regiments that were completely wiped out. Completely wiped out. Of the 38 battle flags that actually got near, the Confederate battle flags that got near, which signify each one's for a regiment, that got near the Union wall, 30 of them were taken. And so they suffered horribly. They were just, have your battle flag taken is one of the biggest disgraces. Over 30 Confederate battle flags were taken that day. So for Union trophy hunters, it was a field day on that one. So with all that, General Lee, after ordering a retreat, he said, it's my fault. It is entirely my fault. And he said, I thought we were invincible. I thought we could do anything. I asked too much of you today, and this is entirely my fault. He went along the entire command, the entire line, saying, this was my fault. This was my doing. He took the full responsibility. Some men, took off their hats and cheered him nonetheless. Others were too shell-shocked to even think. But, because they marched across a mile of open ground in about 90-degree temperatures in those full wool uniforms under heavy long-range artillery fire. And then they got close to the wall, and then they got blown apart by musket fire and by canister fire. And so that shows the high water mark of the Confederacy. So there you go.